And I can only warn people, the more people that follow Mr. Trump, as I did blindly, are going to suffer the same consequences that I'm suffering.
President Trump is a racist, a con man, a cheat. That's how former Trump attorney Michael Cohen described his boss to the House Oversight Committee today.
But critics say Cohen is the liar. What do you think about today's eye-opening testimony? KCCI senior reporter Todd Magel is asking that question tonight.
Steve and Stacey, as you might expect, loyal Republicans say, how can anybody believe Cohen, who is going to prison for lying? But others say they already knew President Trump fits Cohen's unflattering description.
The last time I appeared before Congress, I came to protect Mr. Trump. Today, I am here to tell the truth about Mr. Trump.
Michael Cohen did not mince words about President Trump in his opening statement to the House Oversight Committee.
He is a racist, he is a con man, and he is a cheat.
Among his potentially incriminating claims, that President Trump reimbursed Cohen for hush money paid to adult film actress Stormy Daniels after Mr. Trump became president. Cohen also mentioned Iowa and that Trump lied about his ties to a Russia construction deal.
There were at least a half a dozen times between the Iowa caucus in January of 2016 and the end of June when he would ask me, "How's it going in Russia?" referring to the Moscow Tower project.
This might be the first time someone convicted of lying to Congress has appeared again so quickly in front of Congress.
Cohen's critics we talked to downtown agree that he is not credible.
My comment is just, they said, why would you trust somebody who's already been convicted and is a known liar?
Others disagree.
It's nothing I didn't already know, so I don't think it was really an appropriate way to address the President of the United States, but I mean, the evidence is mounting.
Tana Gertz has actually met Cohen.
I've known the president longer than Michael Cohen has, and this could not be further than the truth.
Gertz is an Iowa advisor to President Trump.
It's very disgraceful that Michael Cohen would stoop to this level, but I met Michael Cohen back in 2011, and I thought he was a sleazeball back then when it came to Iowa, and he's proven to, to keep that reputation up.
Now, Cohen says the president told him to lie to Congress back in 2017, and that's why he's going to prison. Now he says he just wants to set the record straight. Stacey?